The lowest seed to make the Final Four this year will be?
The answer is number 11, New Mexico.
This is Sharp Money with Patrick Meagher on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Mike Palm is up 3-1-1 so far. And Dustin, you're first up. All time, you've got one college basketball coach to coach one game with your life on the line. Who do you choose?
Well, I'm not ready to die yet, despite some of the life decisions I make when it comes to caloric intake and carbohydrates. So therefore, I need a coach willing to do whatever it takes to get me a win so I stay alive a little bit longer here. So I'm okay with cheating. Cheating doesn't bother me. I don't care about things being vacated. In the moment, the win will still count, the banner will be raised, and I will still be alive. So Rick Pitino will be the coach that I choose, because not only is he a great X's and O's coach, but he's willing to do whatever it takes to get a W.
I'm going to go with the general, Robert Montgomery Knight, who went to 5 Final Fours. His first one his second year at Indiana. He gets beat by UCLA in the semifinals. He this goes 6-0 in his next 3 Final Fours. Undefeated season in 76. He beats Dean Smith with Isaiah in 81, and then Keith Smart. They beat Syracuse in 87. Remember in 92, that Duke team that crushed Fab Five in the final? Indiana played them to within 3 points. In a big spot, with all the money on the line, I'll go with the general.
Mike Palm, why does America hate baseball?
I think we talked about it in the first segment, because baseball just tries to do everything to shoot itself in the foot. It's the average fan that identifies baseball as their favorite sport is 53. It's 31 for the NBA. Kids, the pace of the game we talked about, but for that generation that was lost on it, I don't know that if you can get it back. It's too posture. It's not violent enough. There aren't the collisions that you get in football, basketball, and hockey. I think all those things combine to make it the smallest of the big four.
So in 2005, the World Series TV ratings went from 25 million in 2004 to 17 million in 2005. What happened in 2005, guys? Major League Baseball began testing for steroids. And after that, we no longer got the physical specimens we're used to seeing. I don't think we can really explain to kids today who like sports to understand how important Barry Bonds was, despite, using whatever he used to get to where he was. He was cut in the middle of whatever you were watching TV. Every single time he had an at-bat, he got 3 swings a week, and he put them all into McCovey Cove. Steroid testing in baseball ruined the great athlete from playing the game.
Dustin, if you could change one thing about the betting space, what would it be?
The attitude. There's a lot of attitudes in it. The mindset within that. I think there's a lot of hypocrisy. There's a lot of condensation. I think we have to be open that people can find their own way to what works best for them, and there's no one right way to do it. I think we have a lot of virgins who act really tough because they go on a heater one time, they live off that, yet at the same time they make excuses when things aren't going as well. Just accept what it is, that everyone has their own way to do it, and there's going to be ups and downs. The attitude, to me, is number one that needs to change within the betting space.
To me, the thing I most dislike about the betting space are touts. And I know you'd say, what is a tout, this and that. If you are such a good bettor, if you have the handicapping acumen and the money management to make a good living for yourself, why would you want to siphon money off of fellow bettors? And I think that tout mentality leads to all the hyperbole that does it, and the lies, and then the viciousness, and it's a really ugly space.
Mike Palm, the lowest seed to make the Final Four this year will be?
3rd-seeded Kentucky. I tried to make the argument for Auburn. I think UConn is just too good. In the West, a tough road for Carolina. If Arizona gets through, that's going to be like a home game for them. That'll be McHale North in L.A. I think Kentucky is just that talented. They haven't been consistent, but I think they're offensively talented enough. And I think Calipari is a good enough coach to get him to play defense for 40 minutes against a Houston in a regional final.
So I thought about Kentucky.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are high on them. I have a futures ticket on them. I thought about also a number 3 in Creighton. I thought about a 4 in Auburn. But the answer is number 11, New Mexico. That is the longest seed that can make the Final Four. They have guard play. That's what matters this time of year. They're led by Jalen House, Eddie House's kid, who's great on both ends of the floor, really savvy player at this point in his career. I think that Mashburn and Dent make them really tough to defend. Toppin is as good as any freshman we're going to see in this tournament, and he's at New Mexico. And I also think they proved something when they needed to win in the WMC, that they can do it.
It was a push. You're fine. Dustin, the most overrated quarterback in your lifetime is?
So I think we need to understand one thing. Things can be great, and they can also be overrated. So this player is great, but I think we have selective memory when it comes to how he came to be. I'm talking about Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr., Tom Brady. He is the most overrated quarterback of our lifetime because we seem to forget that those first few years, the New England Patriots won Super Bowls because they had an elite defense dialed up by Bill Belichick. And Tom Brady was literally the original Brock Purdy. Now, he eventually became something else, but let's not forget those early Super Bowls. He was just a game manager.
In my lifetime, which started in 1973, so I'll go all the way back to the beginning, I'm going to say the most overrated quarterback, and not someone who's won 6 Super Bowls or 7 Super whatever, was Darryl LaMonica. We all have this image of the Mad Bomber and the Oakland Raiders and the deep. Darryl LaMonica was 4-5 in the playoffs, and it was because of his duds in the playoffs that those great Raiders teams didn't win more. He was a regular season phenomena, 66, 16-6, but came up short in the biggest moments, Patrick.
Very well done. Deserted Island. Hold on, Mike Palm. Deserted Island. One movie to watch forever. Remember, this is the only movie you get.
I think when you're on a deserted island and the thing you need is hope and the thing you need is laughter to sustain yourself. If I could only have one movie, and I mean, you can watch this movie and find 100 different things that are the funniest thing in it. It's got to be Airplane.
How about
Dustin?
this? I don't even need one movie. We could just have one scene from one movie played on a loop, and I will be able to survive for as long as I need to, because if I'm alone, I'm going to have some needs. So I'll take you back to 1998. Nev Campbell, Denise Richards, Matt Dillon. Swimming pool. The film is, of course, Wild Things.
Great mystery. Great psychological drama.
I don't even know the plot. I just know that scene.
It was actually a pretty good movie.
I'm surprised it didn't come off Cinemax when you did that. All right, next one. This is for you, Dustin. What number 1 seed this year has the softest path to the Final Four?
Yeah, it's Purdue. So I'm wearing a pair of Jordans right now that are fake. They're from China. Like, the coloring's a little off on the Nike swoosh. The stitching isn't going to hold as long. The laces are the wrong length. Purdue is in a bracket where they have Kansas, which is, to me, a fake version of Kansas. It is essentially what I'm wearing on my feet. Also, Gonzaga is not the same Gonzaga we're used to seeing. Creighton's in there as a 3, and they can be really soft and up and down at times. I just think you look at Tennessee. Tennessee, it's Rick Barnes, the story the same as Matt Painter. And then Oregon shouldn't even be in the tournament. They somehow won the Pac-12. I think Purdue.
I agree with Dustin. I don't want to waste a lot of time, but I mean, I thought it was kind of ironic that they put Barnes and Painter in the same region. It says, well, one of them's got to get there.
Okay, Mike Palm, we'll finish with this. You're fired today. It didn't go well with Mr. Stevens, but you have unlimited money for a year. What's the plan? What do you do?
I think I want to travel as much as I can the entire year because it's something, I get a vacation here and there, but so dedicated to the job. I would take my family. I would take the kids a year off school. I mean, their education is going to be to see as many different places around the world and experience as many different cultures as possible. I'll never get another chance to do it, and if I do, I'll be 70. I won't be able to enjoy it as much.
I believe the phrase is jack of all trades, master of none. I am the master at one thing, and that is doing absolutely nothing. So you will find me, if you can find me, I will be on a beach. There will be alcohol with me at all times, and I will stare into the oblivion for as long as humanly possible because there's nothing I love more than doing absolutely nothing.
I think you two would admit that this round of Palm versus the big guy was the most contentious.
Not
Dustin,
contentious, highly contested. I have no ill will towards him.
Okay,
I respect my
way of phrasing.
I think it was very close.
Here's what I would say about Dustin. Very clean today. I didn't have to take points away from the nervousness, the bumbling and stumbling, the Ecuador, you know what I'm saying? The pizza. So here's what I have. Coach, push, baseball. The best answer in a long time was given by Mike Palm. It was eloquent. He used words I had to look up. That was tremendous. The betting change, surprisingly, I gave that one to Dustin.
Surprisingly.
The lowest seed, I gave you guys a push.
I would like to argue that one. Patrick, we have a few moments. The question was which lowest seed, will make the Final Four, not can. He gave a can answer with New Mexico.
No, they're making
You really believe they're making
They're
it?
in my Final Four.
You have the ticket? You have
Yes,
I want to see the ticket. Well, that's not fair because he's got 700 tickets on this tournament.
The quarterback, Brady LaMonica, I had to say push.
Oh, no.
The movie was funny. Dustin, I gave you the movie.
Oh, no.
The Softest schedule, that was a push. Sorry, guys. You guys gave the same answer. And final was a push.
Oh, no.
So-
Dustin wins 2-1 or 3-1 or something.
2-1.
Yeah.
We're chugging along.
You said it was contested.
No, it was.
So,
New
but the
Mexico
one that you
was
have an
not
issue
great.
with is the
New
lowest
Mexico.
seed?
That will. He really believes New Mexico will make the Final Four?
Yeah, they're in my bracket.
I don't want to see any tickets on any other team in that bracket. I don't want to see any of them.